Hello and welcome to our Weird and Wonderful Read Aloud section for this year's NACCE, and we're going to start off with Cat Dog from Mem Fox and Mark Teague. So Mem Fox is such a master storyteller, and Mark Teague you know from How Did Dinosaurs Say Goodnight and all of those wonderful books. So let's take a quick look and see what we got in Cat Dog. Okay, leaning back so you can see. Very, very simple text. So there was a scary dog, right? No, but there was a cat, right? Yes. And the dog was wide awake, right? No, but the cat saw a mouse, right? Yes. And the dog knew something was up, right? No, but the cat crept across the floor, right? So you get the idea. Lots of excitement and lots of tension building. It just begs to be read aloud, and it is so much fun. Now, another one that begs to be read aloud is Earworm, and this is from Candlewick Press. And there are teacher tips for this one, by the way, because, you know, you can invent your own song to go with it, but it is just hilarious. So I love it when they have kind of made up nonsensical words all strung together. It just makes it so much fun for the person reading. But one summer day, Little Worm went out to play and discovered that he had a song stuck in his head. Shimmy, shimmy, no sachet, shimmy, shimmy, no sachet, he sang as he wiggled along. So you can make it whatever kind of melody you want to make it, or let the kids come up with it. Owl stopped to say hello. Good morning, Little Worm, he said. What's that you're singing? I don't know, said Little Worm, but I can't get it out of my head. You have an earworm, said Owl. A what? asked Little Worm. An earworm is what happens when a song gets stuck in your head. Well, that's a funny name, said Little Worm. Shimmy, shimmy, no sachet, shimmy, shimmy, no sachet, he sang again, swaying this way and that. It's just really super fun. And, of course, in the end, everybody has the earworm, but they're adding their own little piece to it. And it's just fun. So that is the Earworm. Another book with all sorts of wonderful made-up words is Owen Finds Her Wings. This one is from Floris Books, and this is a publisher originally in Scotland, so if you want to try your Scottish accent, you can, but it's not necessary. Or even Welsh. You could do Welsh, because Owen is very definitely a Welsh name. Which I was really looking at Owen as a Welsh thing, and they said, you know, Owl. Ellen, it's Owl and Owen. Yeah, I got it. Anyway, so we have this beautiful little owl who kind of is feeling like not quite ready to fly away and has to learn his independence. But I'm bored with sitting on this branch all day long. What else can I do? So, I love the coziness. It's very wintry and very soft and very cozy. So Owen reached the ground. The creature stopped hopping and stared at her. Hello, can I be a hopfoot just like you? So you see that the little owl comes up with names based on what the animals do to call them by, and the bunny becomes Hopfoot. It's just really hilarious. Hello, Owen hooted. Can I be a growlmouth just like you? So very fun to read aloud. Owen Finds Her Wings. Yes, she does find them by the end. Another one, this one's from Red Comet Press, Mr. Fairy. So does this look like your typical idea of a fairy? No, not mine either, but after you read this book, it just might be. So Mr. Fairy is just a little bit grumpy. He's not quite, you know, there are morning fairies, brave fairies, sleepy time fairies. I really get this over here. Sleepy time fairies and even fairies that clean. I need some of those. And then there's Mr. Fairy. Mr. Fairy is not a morning fairy. He cannot get up in time to wake the forest animals. He barely makes it to breakfast. So Mr. Fairy can't really find his thing that he's good at. But then eventually, he goes to a place where there's not a lot of color. And he brings the color and life. And of course, it's the city where everyone's just looking at their phones. So yeah, that's going to be contemporary. Mr. Fairy wants to help. Cautiously he waves his wand. Suddenly light bursts over the drab city. Walls and beautiful shades of color. One by one, smiles appear on the faces of the people. So this is a wonderful story about, everyone's got their thing that they can do. And Mr. Fairy has his thing. And he spreads beautiful color wherever he goes. So that's Mr. Fairy from Red Comet Press. Another one that is just weird and wonderful is Magic Candies from Amazon Crossing Kids. Now, these are books from other places around the world. In this case, Hina Bake is, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Bake. Anyway, it's from Korea. And this art is so cool. It's kind of three-dimensional. And in this case, the protagonist, her name is Tong Tong, finds this magic candy. And then see the art. Just gorgeous. That helps her. Get a little closer so you can really see it. Isn't that cool? Makes it so that she can actually hear. I can only imagine what it tastes like. Wow, it's so minty. I can feel cool air coming out of my ears. Then she can hear everything talking to her. Inanimate objects, animals, you name it. And suddenly, what would happen? Imagine, what would happen if you could hear everything talking to you? So that is Magic Candies. And it is really cool. And the art, you can just completely get lost in. Next up, we have capybaras. Now, I have a soft spot for large South American rodents. I'm not sure why, but this is from Greystone Kids, and this is a story about the capybaras during hunting season, and they're trying to find a place to be safe. And they make it to this farmhouse, and the other animals just are like, what? No one knew them. No one expected them. There were lots of them. They were hairy. They were wet. They were too big. No, there was no room for them. But the capybaras wouldn't go home because hunting season had become. What I love about this is that eventually everyone learns how to live together. And they make some friends. And by the end, they're really part of the crowd. So this is beautiful. The capybaras, and this is a Latin American author who has done 40 books, and I'm just so excited that we now have this book here. Next up, I bet you've heard of this author, Jane Goodall. This is Pangolina, and pangolinas may be my favorite new animal. I did not even know about them until pangolins, actually. I did not know about them until this book. And maybe this is new for you too, but they are the only mammal species that actually has scales. So, of course, they are scarce, and this is a wonderful story about Pangolina, who's a pangolin who gets rescued, and because it's Jane Goodall, you know it's going to have fantastic back matter, which gives you a lot of information about pangolins and why we should care about them and why we want to protect them. And this is from Mine Edition, but just a beautifully illustrated book. Daisha Ma is an illustrator from China and now living in London. And I think she is somebody you're going to see a lot of amazing stuff from. So be sure to check out Pangolina from Jane Goodall. And lastly, Black and White. So this is from Erdman's Press. And I just love this. So what if colors could communicate more people? That's kind of the idea here. And white wakes up and spreads through the sky. But when white goes through the window, black hides under the bed. Hey, Black, says White, where are you? There you are, says White. Hey, stop pushing, grumbles Black. You're squashing me. Oh, all right, I'm going, says White. No, wait, yells Black. Don't go, I want to show you something. What? Asks White, running off. This, replies Black, spraying something. Stop it, screams White. Look what you've done. Wow, check this out, says Black. So cool. Friends, says White. Friends, replies Black. And we go on to see all the wonderful things they can do together. So I hope you've enjoyed our wonderful read-alouds, and check out all the videos. I wish I were with you in a booth and we could just talk through them all and you could tell me what you want. But you know what? You can reach out to me in the booth during the conference, and I'll be glad to do that. And also follow us at Pub Spotlight, and you can see lots of theme book talks and themed collections of books on our Pinterest board. So check that out as well. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching.